Guys, welcome back to episode 12 of Crossover Convos. I am joined by Finn Mcgwyre. How's it going, Finn?
Yes. Hello. I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, bro.
It's good,
Good
man.
to have you on, Finn.
Oh, thank you. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Thanks.
I'm very glad to hear that.
So, are we just starting then? Like, we're just getting into it
Yeah,
then?
yeah, we'll just dive right into it.
Yeah.
Okay, so so on SCB 02, you're fighting Decadon, is that's correct, isn't it?
Decadon. Yes, I am fighting Decadon. Yes.
Right. So, what do you know about your opponent? Have you seen much footage of him?
No, there was one clip of footage that he had on Twitter a while ago. It was him, I think it was like feinting a jab and then throwing a right to the head. If feinting with a jab to the body and then throwing the right to the head. But that's been deleted now, I think. Where's Mikey going?
Mikey, come back.
um,
I was just having a drink, guy.
you disappeared just like Decadon's footage. It's interesting. um, no, but I mean, I don't know if it is deleted or not. I've looked and I can't find it, which is annoying. But it
Only
was
fans.
maybe, yeah, you got a point actually. I'll have a look. Um, but, that was all there was anyway. It was only like a 5-second clip. So, in terms of boxing, I have no clue what he's like. No, not at all.
All right, fair enough. But do you know like the height and range? Like, do you have the reach advantage, whatever?
I've met him in person actually. I saw him at Misfits 5, was it? I can't remember the last one. There's been so many at this point. I met him
Yeah.
there in Telford. We're very close in height. He's like maybe that much taller. So he'll probably have like a little bit of a reach advantage, tiny bit, but it won't make much of a difference.
Right. Okay. So, and what without saying too much, obviously, is your game plan going to be any different for this fight than it was with Yogan?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, my game plan with Logan was like primarily to just stay in there for when I could avoid all his punches and to try and throw as many as I can back. Of course, it didn't entirely work. I took a lot of shots, forgot head movement completely. I kept coming forward like I planned to, but I didn't throw because when I did throw and when I did apply the pressure,
Yeah.
it was successful. Like there was that one time where he says it was a slip. I thought it was a slump. Many people think it was a slump. Um, where I hit him with just a clean 1-2, and it looks like he's on his way down. And so I'm like, if I just did that earlier on and more consistently, I realistically my game plan should have worked, but I just forgot at the end of the day. But Decadon's he's shorter, he's closer, so he's closer in height to me, and he's got less experience than Logan has. So my game plan for this one's going to be very different, but it's going to be fun. That's what it's going to be.
All right, well, can't wait to see it. And then, so you say you beat Decadon. Is there any names in mind you want to call out for your next fight?
Not entirely. No, not at all really at the moment because I don't have beef with people. I put this out on Twitter a while ago. Like this isn't about beef for me like it is for other people. The whole announcement or the like in the ring interview thing that I did after my last one, I was just talking about, how if there's any autistic people out there wanting to box, that they should just get out there and do it. And that goes the same for anything, even outside of boxing. They shouldn't feel like there's something stopping them just because of what people say. And that's what boxing is all about for me. It's about being that real life example to see that it can happen. So, I don't care about beef or anything. I don't have beef with people. If people are trying to beef me on Twitter or anything, go for it. I've had, so many people messaging me being like, "Oh, fight me next, fight me next." So I've got lots of options. We'll just see what's natural, I suppose.
So, okay, I was about to ask, well, you kind of touched on it there. So, what got you into boxing? Was it just to prove people, like, you can do anything, or was there another reason you got into it? Was it because of the YouTubers boxing, whatever?
Yeah, when I was really young, I can't even remember how old I was, maybe like 8. I did kickboxing. I didn't do that for too long. I did that for a few months, and I quite enjoyed it back then. But it just became too much of a commitment. Um, so I always had that little bit of um, that want to fight clearly. And then a few years back, I was like, you know what, I want to start boxing. One of my friends boxed.
Yeah.
We did, a little bit of pad work here and there. And I was like, okay, this is actually quite fun. I had some weird fight in a park against some guy that also had no experience. Neither of us had any experience, and in his defense, it looked like he had never thrown a punch in his life. So of course I beat him.
Yeah.
But I felt bad doing it.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't count those fights on my record as other people did, because it is the same legitimacy as all those fights. But I'm like, well, no, it's not. I see it SCB as the start of my boxing journey properly.
Yeah.
So yeah, after that fight in the park, I was like, actually, it's kind of fun. So I joined a boxing club. And yeah, just kind of got into it for a year and a half, I think, before lockdown kicked in. And then I went back after lockdown, and it just wasn't really the same. So I came out with it for a while. But then, like, towards the summer of last year, I started just doing a bit of training here and there again. Started really getting into it, just with a friend of mine, actually. And then, of course, SCB came about. I was on the team initially, but I was like, I really want to fight.
Yeah.
So eventually we found Logan Hallam, and it just all went from there. But yeah, I guess the main thing that I don't like saying it's YouTube that caused me to start boxing, but at the end of the day, the very first fight I had, the backyard park one, that was trying to replicate KSI versus Joe Weller. That's the whole reason we did it. So yeah, but I watched pro boxing as well. That's not the whole reason.
Yeah. And what would you say you're doing differently to train for Decadon? Because obviously you don't really have much to go off, just that video of him fainting that he magically deleted. But what are you doing different this time around compared to last time?
Last time a lot of the work was on cardio and
Yeah.
just really sharpening the tools, because it'd been so long since I trained properly. It was just getting as much in as little time. And getting ready to actually step in the ring properly.
Yeah.
As this time, I'm going to put it out there. I've not started training properly yet. I'm doing a little bit here and there, but I'm on holiday next week, and then when I get back from holiday, is when it's gonna, be. You could call it a training camp. It's not a training camp. But that's when I'll start going hard with training like I did before.
Yeah.
But this time I'll be going even harder on training, even though I see Decadon as an easier opponent. Easier than Logan. I'm going to train even harder for him, just because I don't want to. It's not going the distance this time.
Okay. Well, talk to me about that then. So I take it your game plan's just to go in and try and get him out as early as possible.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk through every single detail of my game plan. Not necessarily as early as possible, but I'm going to give him his chance. Give him his respect in the ring. See what he's got. Play around for a little bit. And then we'll base my next move off of what he does in the first round.
Yeah.
So how do you think this event as a whole, SCB O2, is going to compare to the first one? How many improvements do you think it'll make?
Yeah, oh my God. No, the difference is it's insane. Like the first one, it was all a bit all over the place. No one really knew what was happening. The stream was awful because the production didn't turn up. So we just had to use some webcam. It was embarrassing, to be fair. And then, of course, the whole incident with the American side of the team happened afterwards.
Yeah.
We thought SCB was in the mud for like a week or so, but then we got a strong team together. Rich kind of took the reins, and thank God he did, because he's done amazing things for SCB. And we've just all put the work in. Rich, me, Nathan, Ethan, Jalem. We've all worked so hard to make this event as good as possible. Getting a sponsor as well. It's just going to be a whole another level to what it was last time, quite frankly.
We look forward to seeing it.
Oh, I was just going to say, and so the whole card's being released now. So what would you say is the fight you're most looking forward to, apart from your own, obviously?
I'm looking forward to all of them. It's a really stacked card. Like, I'm not even just saying that because I'm part of SCB as a team.
Yeah.
I'm saying that because genuinely it is such a good card. And just when we were matchmaking all the fights, we're like, okay, this fight's going to be, nothing's going to beat this. And then there was one, and then there was another one. Hello, I'm recording.
Football. Oh, football. Work.
Boxing.
Oh, boxing.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
I'll talk to you later about going in for school. All right.
Okay, bye. Apologies.
Oh, good.
It's okay, bro.
Where was I? Where was I? Oh yeah,
You were just talking
yeah,
about the card.
yeah. We were going through all the fights, and it just kept getting stronger and stronger and stronger with every fight we match made. And then to get the main event that we do, with Bad Boy Beeman and his following that he's going to have coming with him, it's such a good card. I genuinely don't think I could pick like one fight that I'm most excited for. Of course, you've got Cowboy and Vela. That's got the most kind of build up behind it. Or Jack and Callum Kelly as well. That's also a very good one. So there's just so many good fights that are going to be on show.
So do you know who Brandon's mystery opponent is? Do you have any idea who that is?
If I speak, I'm in trouble.
Oh, okay.
No, tell us, Finn. No, I'm joking. No, I'm joking.
Okay, it's me.
I knew it.
It's
Whoa,
me.
I don't know if you can answer this. If you can't, I'll cut it out. But can you give us a hint? Have they fought before? Have they not?
I'm not saying anything.
Right, okay.
Because Cal over here, tell him who you think it is.
Connor Knowles, I'm telling
Oh
you.
yeah,
Connor
no,
Knowles.
I know you think that. I
Yeah.
heard. But
Yeah.
you're just gonna have to wait and find out.
Yeah, no, Connor Knowles is walking down, I swear, I guarantee.
Maybe
Well,
it is
How much does Leo Waynes weigh?
Leo Ains.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Leo Ains was meant to be fighting Jalem. He was like Leo Ains versus Jalem. I'm pretty sure was because there was the first event went through so many stages. I think initially it was meant to be Con versus Jalem, but then Con had to pull out of that for medical reasons. So then it was going to be Leo Ains versus Jalem. Leo Ains had an injury to his head, so he had to pull out as well. But that would have been such a cool fight. And then of course it was going to be Big Dan versus Jalem, and then Jalem had to pull out. So yeah, but I'm not sure what Leo weighs. I'm assuming he's 90 something probably.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the going forward. What's the long-term goal for SCB? Like, is there going to be many more improvements after this event, or are you going to take things slower? Yeah, what happens?
Yeah, no, we're just gonna keep on growing as we are at the moment. We're not gonna force anything. If we're not gonna say, okay, right, this event we sell out, let's go to the OVO arena. No, we're not doing that. We're gonna be smart about it. And we're not gonna make any stupid decisions that we don't think are achievable. But I think there's a lot of demand in the space that we're in. We get messages every day of people asking to fight, even though the full card's announced now. And yeah, we've got certain people messaging us about wanting to come to the event that you wouldn't imagine would be messaging us. So it shows there's a demand there. And there's an audience there for it. So we're just going to keep on growing. We're going to get our name out there as much as possible and see where things up. Maybe one day we'll end up working with Misfits, maybe we won't. But at the end of the day, it's all about just getting SCB to as big as possible and just providing that platform as we always have been.
Okay, well, what's your long-term goal in boxing? Do you have one? Are you planning to get to Misfits one day?
Maybe. My long goal is, as I've said, just to keep, inspiring people or autistic people to box if they want to box and they think they can't. That's what I want to be there to do. So it's just kind of keeping on doing that, but on a bigger scale, I guess, as SCB grows.
And who say you beat Decadon, who do you want next? In the same question, but if you lose, where does Finn go from here?
Never boxing again.
Are you not?
No, it's not an option. Like, I'm not losing to him. Like, I don't think you understand that he's boxed for a year. And my experience is all a bit mismatched.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it will add up to 2+ years. And I've had a fight as well. So yeah, losing just isn't an option this time.
Yeah. So if you win, then who are you going to want next?
Anyone that wants it is, whoever's the biggest fight, I guess. Whoever the fans want to see the most.
Yeah. Would you ever do say SCB MMA if they did anything like that or wrestling?
I mean, look, you never know where SCB is going to go. I bet no one would have guessed this card was going to have a mystery opponent on it, and it does. So it's just, Misfits are experimenting themselves. We want to solidify ourselves as, a genuine boxing promotion / events company that people can actually come to and trust, and that they know we're going to put on good events. So we're going to get to that point first, and then we'll start experimenting.
Okay, well, moving away from SCBCI over here, I just want to know, who are your top 5 boxers in the scene?
In the scene, is this in the crossover scene?
Yeah.
The top 2 are very difficult because, I think even though Jake lost to Tommy, I would still put him at the top, only because we need to see KSI fight someone harder before he deserves to go up. If he beats Fournier, 100% KSI is right at the top, especially if he knocks him out as well. But for the moment, Jake, then KSI, then third, Salt Pappy probably. He shows real technique. He shows he's got power.
Yeah.
He's ring IQ I think it's on a different level to most other boxers in the scene. Fourth, this is where it gets complicated. I feel like everyone says the same for the top 3. The fourth, I think I want to put Waleed in there, to be fair.
Yeah.
Just because I know he lost to Dean, but he's really good technically. He's got a pro career as well. He had his fight not long ago after he couldn't have his Misfits fight go ahead, and then of course he ducked me. But we'll talk about that. But then he literally had like a week or 2 later, he got a knockout. So I think he's got a lot of potential, and I think his loss to Dean was just unlucky. If that rematch does happen, which it should, I don't think it's going the distance. I think Waleed's getting an early knockout because he just got so much aggression built up inside him now, and I think he could challenge a lot of people, but he's a lighter weight. And then fifth, I feel like it's got to be either Slim or Gibb.
One or two.
I'd say Slim for now. We'll see how Gibb does in the tournament though, and that could change it all around. Logan, lots of people put Logan in their top 5s, but I don't think we can put Logan up there until we see him fight someone else as well.
Logan Paul.
Yeah, the loads of people put Logan in the top 5.
No, I would rate Tom Zanetti over Logan Paul.
Wow. God.
Well, that's a shout.
Mikey's got some beef with Logan Paul.
I don't have beef, but come on, you can't say someone's in the top 5 when they've not even won.
Get that on SCB. MikeyPlays versus Logan Paul.
No, to be fair, I did say I think Tom Zanetti wins the Kingpin tournament. So I mean, it's possible.
It's going to be good. I am very much looking forward to it. I think Gibb will do well. I do think Netty, he's got skill, he's got heart, he's got a chin on him. I think he will surprise a lot of people. I have a feeling that probably might even get slandered for saying this, but I think Jarvis will surprise a lot of people as well. I just feel like he will have. Look, just give me a second. Give me a second, right? I feel like he would have made so much progression since his last fight. And he sparred Mayweather, and he actually looked okay. Of course, Mayweather wasn't going to be trying his hardest or anything. It's a spar at the end of the day. But he showed he has good movement. He shows he knows how to pick his shots every now and then. I do think he's probably been training hard and will surprise a lot of people. But I guess we'll see.
Shocking.
Sorry?
Shocking.
No. I think you're joking.
Do you think do you think he'll make it past 2 rounds?
With who?
FaZe Jarvis against Tom Zanetti.
That's the thing. I completely forgot they were against each other. Damn. I don't know.
Zanetti's getting him out there in 2 rounds.
That's the thing. I forgot they were against each other. That literally throws everything I just said out the window.
Yeah. But I seen something. Wait, sorry, Finn. But if you lose on the tournament, you still fight later in the tournament, don't you?
Yeah, you do. Yeah. I think they're trying to. Yeah. So if you get knocked out, you're going to be knocking. You're going to be fighting someone else from the people that got knocked out. So they so everyone kind of gets placement, and you will have someone in last place who just loses everything. Could you imagine you get knocked out and then you have to fight someone else, you get knocked out, you have to fight someone else, you get knocked out. It's just a bit peak for you. But yeah, so even if Jarvis does lose, I think he'll carry on showing his skill throughout the loser category.
Well, I was thinking as well, what would happen if someone like breaks their hand? Like, do they get eliminated from the tournament?
I'm not sure. I mean, there's quite a long period of time in between each event, like a few months at least. But I know you can't fully recover in that amount of time. So yeah, I guess. But then I don't know what happens to their opponent either.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows?
True.
I made the prediction. I said I think Austin beats Gibb. What do you think about that?
No, I don't think he will.
No.
I don't think he will. I think all these excuses he's looking for, saying he was ill and stuff the first time, great, but why didn't you say this beforehand? Before you said, because he said he was going to quit boxing or take a break from boxing. If it was just due to illness, then you would just bounce back as soon as you could.
Yeah,
you wouldn't take time off, in my opinion. You'd want to prove yourself. The only reason you take time off is if you genuinely doubted your boxing skill and think you need time to polish it up a little bit. So yeah, I think Gibb would have it in the bag.
I just think I think Austin, the one thing that get him down the most is his cardio, and I think if he's working hard on that, he can definitely.
Well, I think you're wrong.
I think he'll get knocked out faster this time.
Yeah, I do as well. But I guess we'll see, to be fair.
Yeah. I'll be amazed if he wins.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Same. But it's such a good fight to get so early on as well. It's insane.
Right, so when Austin McBroom batters Gibb and he has his hand raised end of this fight, you two are looking at him because I'm going to look like a genius. Cool.
Bro, why are you going with Austin McBroom?
Yeah, why do you think he's going to win? Go on.
No, I want Gibb to win. I will say that, but I think Austin wins because I think Austin is so incredibly naturally talented at boxing. His footwork, his movement, his power. But I just think, as I said, I think his cardio was what let him down. And if he's working on the cardio, which it looks like he is very much working on cardio, and we saw he can hurt Gibb, he could drop him in the first round and had him rocked in the second. I think the cardio, if that power can transition through the rounds, I think he gets Gibb out of there 3 rounds.
I knock him down like 5 times though.
Yeah, so I think this time he'll just be, it's that thing, when someone gets hurt that bad, but then when they fight again in the rematch, they just go to sleep faster.
Yeah, I think that's what will happen.
Yeah, no, Gibb did knock Austin down 5 times, but I think as I said, the cardio. I think the cardio could play a factor in that. And B, I just think Austin needs to be a bit more patient with his shots and doesn't need to be so relentless. And hopefully he should have gotten that, because if I was nowhere stat, then his team should have. Otherwise, he's surrounded by bums.
True, but I think him being more patient would go against him.
No, I don't think so. I think
those times will be up in there, bro.
That's what Gibb is a man of putting the pressure on.
Yeah, being patient is terrible.
With what works with him, unless you can land like a lucky shot.
No, I don't think that. I think we saw Austin in the earlier rounds when he was, taking his time with his shots a bit more. He was landing some keen shots and was getting through it. I think Austin being patient. And you got to remember, he's a flipping tricky opponent to face anyway, with his ability to switch stances. So,
I guess we'll see. I need to rewatch their last fight. To be fair, maybe I'll change my thoughts, but we'll see what happens.
So, who did you predict to win the tournament?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Yeah, I guess Gibb's the favorite, isn't he? But. I don't know. Quite frankly, I don't care. I'm just looking forward to some good boxing.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Is there any other YouTube events you're looking forward to? What's your fault? Are you excited more for 06 or 7?
I can't lie. 06 doesn't have me that hyped. I can get why people are excited about it. Fair enough. I'm happy for you if you are. I don't have a problem with you if you're happy for it. It's just not a card that gets me that interested personally. But of course, not every card is going to. So yeah, it's 007's gonna It's going to be a good one, and I'm going to be there for it, of course. And only one fight has been announced so far, so I guess the rest of the card will make me make my decision which one's better.
Yeah. Did you guys see as well that apparently like people want Mcgwyre to fight KSI?
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you guys think that fight would go?
I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen though.
No, no, it won't happen. I think it's difficult to judge because we've still not seen enough from KSI since his comeback.
Yeah, exactly.
As things stand, I'd probably say Perry wins it, but I think that could well change with the Fournier fight.
I think a lot of judgment is going to be able to be made after KSI's next fight because it's not going to be easy, but he'll make it as easy as he wants to. If he's good, then he will make it easy, and we'll see.
Yeah. Do you think it's in favor for KSI to win that based on the fact Joe Fournier has barely fought in the past few years as well?
I think so, yeah. And I think Misfits would be stupid to pick a fight that they genuinely don't think KSI can win, especially with that Jake Paul fight in the distance, not too far away now. Hopefully, it's very much in talks. So I think if they genuinely had any doubt that KSI could win it, then they wouldn't let it happen.
Yeah.
Who do you have winning, Finn? KSI or Jake Paul?
Oh, Jake. No, I'm joking. I think this is it just all comes back. We'll see how KSI performs in his next fight. But I think if KSI, shows the dog that he has inside of him, the animal, the want that he has to win this fight, I just think it will come above Jake Paul. Jake Paul, maybe he could outbox him.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the stuff I've heard about JJ's power is insane, and we can see that Jake his overhand rights, they can be fatal against bad opponents. I don't think JJ is one of those bad opponents. I think it'll be a very good fight. I don't think anyone's getting knocked out.
Oh, do you not?
No, I don't think there's going to be a knockout.
Cal,
if a knockout was to happen, who would you say was more likely to get knocked out?
In the earlier rounds, I'd say Jake knocking out JJ 100%. Just because sorry, the other way around. JJ knocking out Jake in the earlier rounds.
Yeah.
But I think the longer it goes on, the more likely Jake would be, probably, just because it's usually how he goes about things.
So what were you going to say, Mikey, before?
Oh no, I was just saying, Cal. Oh, you can ask.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
So, how do you think? I know we've really gone off topic from SCB here, but how do you think Salt Puppy would fare against Jake or KSI? Both of you.
I think Salt Pappy would not get exposed, but I think he'd show that there is levels to this, and he's not quite on their level yet. I think he has potential to be, and I think with a couple more fights, if he keeps on training, he could really give both of them a run for their money. But I think he's not there just yet.
You said Salt Pappy versus Jake Paul, didn't you?
Salt Puppy versus both of them. How do you think he would fare?
Both of them. I feel like, well, as of now, we're let's say in a fight or two. What one?
Yeah. After his next fight, we'll say.
All right, after his next fight, well, depending on what we can see, I think he actually beats both of them.
Fair.
Just because I think he's got better boxing, better IQ. And with, like, say with JJ, right? If JJ ever got hurt, I feel like he would go back to being sloppy. Or if he got inside, and we know he can get hit, phase temper hit him, in case I was like, that was a hard shot.
Yeah, he got hit with shots he 100% should have been hit with.
Yeah.
I think to really judge it, we'll have to see Salt Pappy face someone like Temper, someone that JJ's already fought.
Yeah.
It just kind of gives you something to weigh it up against.
But wait, do you guys think Josh Bruckner beats Face Temper?
No,
not before the JJ fight, yeah, but not anymore. I think Face Temper's, you can just see from the little bit of training he's put out, you can already see he made a lot of improvements. The chin's down. He's quicker, snappier, using his jab more, better footwork. I think he's done everything he needs to do.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So I had a question. Wait, what was it? Fuck.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go for it.
Cow. I've seen this. This isn't me trying to go against you or anything. It's a genuine question.
Okay.
I've seen so many people put you high on their tier lists of the scene.
Mm.
Has there been any footage of you put out?
I've put it in group chats. Yeah, not
Have you?
publicly. Yeah.
Oh, you might have to send this footage to me.
Okay. I mean, it's only.
I'm very intrigued.
I will say, I think. I mean, obviously, I'm going to be biased, so I'm going to say I should be up there and everything. But I think, from an outsider's standpoint, I don't think it's really fair to put me as high as people have put me, because I've not shown. The only footage I've put out is punch bag footage. That is what I put out.
Okay. So you've not had a fight?
No, I've not had a fight yet. I've not shown any sparring footage. So
Would you be willing to hop on an SCB card at any point?
oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm down. I'm down for anything.
I shall remember that.
Yeah, I'm going to be at SCB. We're going to be at SCB at 002. So
Yes, you are. You're going to be there with crossover combos. So that's going to be fun. You can get all the scoop firsthand and watch me knock out Decadon.
yeah, there we go. Yeah, and I mean, I'm going to spar some of the boys there. So you're going to see. Yeah.
Have you sorted out who you're going to spar yet?
I'm just doing some yike sparring with Cowboy Stew. I'm going to do some yike sparring with Brandon.
Oh, cool.
Obviously nothing too bad, because I don't want to injure them for the fight.
What do you weigh?
At the moment, I'm about 152, I think, but I'm naturally heavier.
Okay.
So, which weight would you be willing to gain? Would you ever be able to win fight up in a higher weight class?
I'm really, really bad at gaining weight. Let me tell you, I'm really bad at gaining weight. There's no chance I'd be able to gain weight and train at the same time.
Have you ever tried those bulk powders?
I've tried a lot of stuff, Mikey. I've tried everything. Nothing works.
Oh, geez.
Legal and illegal. I've tried it. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Mike, do you have a question?
So Finn, what do you think about Get Back Boxing with Pat and all that?
I think, yeah, I mean, fair play to them. Personally, I've not really got a whole lot against them.
Right.
Of course, asked me a couple of months ago, I might have had a very different answer. But yeah, they can go and do their own thing, and we'll go and do ours. I think we can exist in harmony and coexist, at the same time, without having to be constantly beefing each other, having these back and forths, disliking each other. I don't think that's necessary at all. We both just want to be successful in this scene, and we can be. Where whatever their goals are, if they want to stay doing backyard stuff, great. If that's what you want to do, go for it. If they want to try and get a venue and put on some proper events, and amazing as well. I'm happy for them, whatever they want to achieve, and I don't have a problem with it. I just wish there wasn't this beef that people seem to think there is.
Yeah, I was about to ask. So, first of all, Jake, tell me from your knowledge, what do you know of how that beef started? And then, second of all, are you two getting on any better than you were? Both sides.
Right, okay, so this all started back in January. This was a week after our first event. This was at Misfits 04. I'm pretty sure, out in London. I mean, I was at Misfits 04 in London. No one else was, other than Con and Rich and Ethan. And then something happened. Some passwords were changed. And then the Americans start realizing, oh wait, we're locked out of the account. What's happened? What's going on here? And then that's when it's revealed to them that they are no longer, or that we're splitting. We're parting ways. So SCB are going in one direction, and we were going to be sending them on their merry way in another direction. It was meant to be a lot more organized than that, and a lot more professional, but unfortunately it wasn't. It didn't happen like we wanted it to at all, but it is what it is. And of course they were very angry about it, and rightly so as well. And and then accusations were being thrown around left, right, and center about Con. All of these accusations weren't true, and the people who made these accusations originally came out and said these aren't true. So I don't know why the Americans are still going on about them. And then even accusations saying that SCB stole charity money. We didn't. We proved we didn't. You know, we said we donate 50% of profits to charity, and we donated 100% of our profits in the end. Just because, you know, with Oval McKenzie taking half of the money, he wasn't meant to. But he did, because originally it was agreed that Oval would give us the gym for free.
Yeah.
In return for us putting a couple of his fighters on the card, plus letting him have all the money for refreshments and food and all of that kind of stuff. We're like, cool, great. So we were like, yeah, a couple of people, that's fine. We'll just throw them on prelims. A few days before the fight, he goes, right, okay, so I think we've got 9 fights now for your prelims, if that's okay. We're like, well, we can't really say no, can we? Because he's letting us use his venue. So we're like, yeah, cool. We'll just throw them on prelims, whatever. And then he started telling us, actually, no, I'm going to fight as well. I'm going to fight 3 people. But so he's just demanding all this stuff left, right, and center. But we're like, fine, we're getting a free venue. You know, there's nothing we can do about it. So it gets to the day, the event happens. It's all great. I mean, it's all the event happened. I'm not going to say if it went well or not, because we all know how it went. And then Oval comes to us afterwards, and he's like, yeah, I'm taking half of the money you've made from tickets. Or he went to Con and said that, and we just couldn't really say no because he was right there asking for it, and we're still at his gym or whatever. So yeah, we couldn't really say no, you're not having it. He's a pro boxer, for God's sake. Like we're not gonna mess with him. So we ended up taking half. So we were down to only 300 and something. And then, you know, we worked out how much our actual profit would be, and it wasn't a whole lot. So we're like, okay, well, let's just donate 175, which is what we donated in the end, which worked out to be 100% of our profit. And that didn't even take into consideration some of the expenses that we hadn't yet paid. So we donated way more than we promised, and we got accused of stealing charity money. And, you know, we were, because Keemstar, one of Keemstar's researchers, was tweeting out about it and slandering us. Of course, we had everyone coming at SCB. And there was a point where we're like, okay, yeah, maybe SCB's not going to work. You know, none of us said it, but I think we were all thinking it, just because it was weeks of constant slander about all this stuff that isn't true. And we're like, yeah, I don't know if we can come back from this. But it all started to come down. And then that's when, you know, Rich started getting properly involved and kind of took over a little bit. And then it all started going well again. But we were talking about the Americans, weren't we? So yeah, it kind of just all went from there. They calmed down a little bit. We kind of agreed, okay, let's just leave each other be. You know, we'll support you from afar, but we're not going to interact, just because it always causes these arguments. And to this day, they still happen every now and then, which is really annoying, because it's like there's no need for that. Like, I've always been fine with Pat. Me and Pat talk every now and then. You know, A Point did a thumbnail of mine not too long ago. So, you know, I'm on good terms with most of them still. And I think most of SCB would agree that we're all on relatively good terms with them. But it's just when you get other people's opinions from the outside involved that don't know the full situation, they somehow turn it into an argument, and make it so much worse than it needs to be. Very, very long and complicated explanation, but yeah, there we go.
Any more questions, Carl?
No, wait, okay. No, I think I'm out of questions, but I asked them the main ones, and then you took my breakout.
Oh, was that going to be your next question?
Yeah, that was what I was trying to think
Mikey. He was spending all this time trying to think of a question, and you guys steal it.
Yeah, you did.
You snooze, you lose, like you said.
All right, touche.
So who's your favorite American small creator boxer, if you had to name one?
My favorite. Are we talking favorite or the best?
Your favorite.
I can't really pick a favorite. You know, I have my own opinions on all of them. Pat I talk to every now and then, and Pat's autistic as well, and he's very supportive of everything I do.
Yeah.
You know, he's always messaging me saying, "Oh, you know, you're going to smash it in this fight. You know, you're going to do really well. I'm proud of you. You know, to win this for the autistic community." So, of course, I'm really appreciative of him for doing all of that.
Yeah.
And Waffle, I've been on, you know, hopped on a few of Waffle's live before. Me and Waffle have a nice little chat. So, you know, I don't really have favorites, but they're the two that I probably get on with most.
Okay, well, who do you think is the best US boxer then?
Dennis Bell would have to be up there. I do want to see Dennis fight again because, of course, I mean, Trey's not a hard opponent, as was proven from that fight. You know, I have nothing against Trey, but he didn't put up much of a fight at all, and Dennis looked really good, but that could just be because he's got a bad opponent. So
Yeah.
I do want to see Dennis keep on fighting.
Yeah.
Out of the rest of them, Waffle has to be up there. You know, Waffle, he knows what he's doing. He's got some technique, as much as he doesn't always show it, unfortunately. He does have technique, he does have power. So I think Waffle, if he was able to just keep that level head and that composure going into it, then then I think Waffle could also be a very good contender.
Yeah. So, and then if who would you say is the best small creator in the UK?
The best
Small
small
crate boxer.
creator in the box. I mean, I guess it'd have to be Fez probably. You know, he got his first round TKO against Conor Kelly. And I think Conor just came into that a little bit unprepared, quite frankly. But Fez, he's got power, he's got skill, he's proven that. And of course he's got an amateur background as well. So yeah, I'd have to say Fez is up there. I'm very excited to see where Logan's career goes as well, because you know, me and Logan, we're on good terms now, and we've got nothing against each other, no beefs there. So I'm excited to see where Logan's career goes as well, because he does have potential with his height as well. You know, with being 6 foot in a low weight class, it can come in very, very handy for him. So I think, Logan, if he just keeps improving more and more, then he could be up there as well.
Any more questions, Callum, or is that you?
That's me. That's me done.
Well, before we wrap up, Finn, is there anything you want to say to the viewers?
Anything I want to say, viewers, hello. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've said it several times throughout this episode, but if you are autistic and want to box or want to do anything, just go out there and do it. You know I didn't win my first fight, but I still stayed in there all 4 rounds and kept on fighting, even though I took, you know, the insane amount of punches that I did. And just, you know, if I can do it, anyone can do it at all. I'm not an athletic person, but I've committed myself, and anyone out there can. You don't even, you know, even if you're not autistic, I'm not saying you have to be. But yeah, if you want to do something, just do it.
Yeah, that was a great final one.
Well said.
Yeah, and thank you for coming on, by the way, Finn. I appreciate it.
It's all right. I've been watching from afar, and I'm like, I really want to get on at some point. So this is my life goals come true right here, boys. So thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on, man.
All good.
Dream makers.
Yeah, you know it.
You could say that. You could say that, but you know, don't get too egotistical.
Oh, my ego is already.
I know it is. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. I know it is.